I guess it was that day and age when you just accepted things like that. So she's like, oh, so you're okay with it? I said, yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, you know what? Oh, that's funny. Can we take just a second?
Sure.
Just something. I'm in the house. There's a cat situation. Hold on, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead. Well, to our listeners listening, we're going to go ahead and pick up calls when Christian gets back on. It's the phone number is 718-506-1540, and press 1 if you'd like to speak with him. We are taking calls in order in which they were received, so we'll try to get to everybody that we can. We have to respect Christian's time, too.
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, Dawn, I think you should sing.
Do you want to continue having a listening audience, or do you want everyone to drop off the show right now?
So sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Dawn was just going to sing.
You know what? I can go with you. I can swing with that.
No, I wasn't going to sing. I really just don't want to ruin it for everyone.
Oh, come on.
No way.
In college, roommates used to hate me. I'd be like, rise and shine and give God your glory, glory. When you're not a morning person, that song is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's great.
No, it's not going to work.
I kind of enjoyed it.
Well, Christian, would you mind taking some phone calls?
I would love
a lot
to take
of people
phone
holding.
calls.
Okay, thank you.
Let's release the Kraken.
I'm going to do that, and I'm going to release David now. Actually, I'll bring him on. David, say hello to Christian.
Hey, Christian. How are you doing?
Very good, David. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I've been an enthusiast of yours all the way back to your As the World Turns days.
Oh, good Lord. We were children then. Just remember
yeah, we
children.
Were. My question is to you, what was it like bringing Michael Baldwin back to your old Oakdale days?
Right, huh? And I went back as Michael Baldwin. I didn't go back as Kirk McCall, huh?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was a ball. It was interesting to see how much and none of the people I knew back then were there. But it was the first time I worked with Maura and Michael Park and Greg Kinnear. Ken Schreiner. Ken Schreiner was there. And they've all been on our show, except Michael Park. He's on Broadway. What does he need us for?
Yeah.
But we had a ball, and the directors I met there are on our show. Sarah Smythe, who was Maria Bell's assistant, was on our show. So it's so funny, but it was one day. They flew me out there. They rushed me to Brooklyn, and I got to say, we laughed for 24 hours. It was so much fun, and they were such a great, generous group of people because you're walking into another person's home basically, and
right.
They couldn't have been nicer. And I had a ball. It's one of the great adventures. I'm so Barbara Bloom allowed me to do that, and I'm so grateful because it's a tricky situation, but I love that there should be a community of shows. We're all on CBS. We should have been doing that. I wish a lot of that, more of that could have happened. I've always thought that was an interesting thing if you had people kind of travel to other shows. From
yeah.
At least your same network.
Definitely.
Crossovers, yeah.
But I had a ball.
Crossovers work.
Yeah, Lauren and them. Lauren goes over to B&B. I haven't gone to B&B. I keep pushing because I wanted to work with Susan Flannery, which I will not be able to do now. But actually,
yeah.
I do Venice the Series, and Susan's directing, so we've had a ball. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So thank you. It was wonderful. I loved it.
Now we had Jean Cooper on recently. We interviewed her, and she said that when she went over there, when you heard about it, you were saying, I want to go.
Yeah. Oh, she wrote it in her book. She's so funny. I brought it up, and I didn't know she had written this stuff about me, and it was so sweet. If my mother's alive, you want to show her the book because that's how you want. Yeah. See, look, I am nice, Ma.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jeannie is the instigator. She that was Guiding Light to come over to do their last show, and
right.
She just thought out of honor to them, and respect, and we were going to go over and be an extra. I'm always game. I will go with Jeannie anywhere. She's my hero. We've traveled all over. She will leave you in her dust. I have such images of her. One is outside of a casino in rural Mississippi. I'm in an arbitrary Indian casino in the middle of nowhere. And we're getting into our car and we're leaving, and Jeannie, little Jeannie, her golden hair and tiny and glittery in her outfit and frail, just beautiful. Mm-hmm. And this man comes up. It's a huge African-American man. He's got his hat on backwards. He's got bling. It looks like something right out of the Rapper video. And huge. And he comes walking up to the car. And he talks to our security. And he goes, and it was so sweet, he goes, "May I hug Miss Cooper?"
Aww.
And he goes up to her like she's a child. She goes, "Sure." Her, come on. And like she was made of china. He puts his arms around her and just then gives her a little hug. And it was just adorable. Those are the kind of fans she has. She puts butts in seats, I'm telling you. And I think one of the successes of our shows, one of the genius moves of our show, is that you didn't get rid of your older characters. And there's no other show where an 82 or 3-year-old pulls a major storyline. And a lot of that. Everyone wants to see pretty young things, but you want to see the pretty young thing arguing with their grandmother. Or with their parents, or you want to see, and that was his whole point, Bill, intergenerational human relationships are going to be the core of your show.
And that's why that show is number one.
Yep, it's been number one for 20-something years, and that's why. I will tell you exactly that's why.
24, I think is recently what I saw.
Someone just congratulated us, and they threw out a huge number, and you have a number from, I had 14 in my head for so many years, I can't leave it. So it's, considerably more now. But and I will tell you, she's one of the reasons. She's the only original character from day one.
Yeah,
and we love her and adore her.
Oh no, there's nothing. There's nothing. I've sat talking with her, and she talks crazy. She talks like where are you now, Jeannie? But you get into that rhythm, and I remember sitting in her big suite because any hotel will just give her whatever they've got. They don't care. Mm-hmm. And the sun's going down, and it's shining through the window, and we're just talking. And she's just talking, and it's the shank of the day, and we've done all our appearances, and we're waiting to go to dinner. And it's just wonderful. You just sit there, and I was taught, all my acting teachers were in their 80s. Julie Harris, Charles Nelson Riley, Eileen Brennan, the people I worked with. I learned Carol Cook, Tommy Troop. They were all there, and from them you learned what it took to get there and still be in it at 80 or 75. I was on the stage with Julie Harris when she hit 70. And there's a certain amount of craziness has to be in there. A certain amount of crazy.
Yeah, but a good kind of crazy.
Exactly, because it comes out of the passion you have for it.
Yes.
And that has to keep you going because there are easier ways to make a buck if that's what you're in it for.
Right.
It's like a doctor or a teacher or a parent. If you want it to make money, you're in the wrong thing.
Right.
You've got to do it for passion, and if you're lucky enough to have a job that you're passionate about, then you have got 90% of the battle done.
Yeah, you could always go work for somebody as a busboy like you did for Leona Helmsley.
I was the best boy. I was the best busboy ever. And when they offered me a waiter job, now that was in those days at the Helmsley Palace, that was money in the 80s.
Yes.
I would pull home stuff. I put in my shoes because I knew no mugger would check my shoe, right?
Right.
Smart. So smart from Louisiana. On a subway, right? So, but they offered me a waiter position, and you got 4 big diamonds on a pin as a waiter, and they offered Azawell Turns the same day. I said I'll take Azawell Turns, but the same day it happened because it took a long time. I worked for a year, but I say a long time. People have worked. But I worked as a busboy for a year. But I had a strong Spanish accent. I went to go apply to the hospital, and I had so many sweet people in New York. People never believe me. My first day in New York, he must have smelled the newness. He turned his meter off. He had talked so much about where not to go and where to go. He actually turned his meter off because he had missed so many streets telling me, don't go there, go live here if you want to.
Oh, well, that was great.
Nobody believes me that a New York cabbie turned his meter off. And then I was about to apply for a job at the hospital down in Brooklyn, and they go, no. My roommate's the personnel director. The Helmsley didn't have to advertise for anyone to work there. That's how big it was. Says my roommate's the personnel director. Go there, and they gave me this. No actors there, so I got all the clothes out. I closed out all the bars and everything. And Frank Sinatra's birthday party, like the Chinese mafia.
God.
The money you saw go through the place was amazing. I made hundreds of dollars as a busboy.
Oh, wow. That's really something you don't hear about because I worked as a waitress and a bartender all my life, and, well, not all of it, but most of it. And the busboys didn't nearly make as much as we did. So
the waitresses made more, but
yeah.
I was lucky enough to get the cocktail service. So you got expensive desserts,
Perfect.
and coffee was $25,
mm-hmm.
you know, for a coffee at the Art House, right there behind St. Patrick's Cathedral. And then and these desserts, millefeuille and all this stuff. I had the fattest roommate in the world because I kept bringing everything home. But and it was a quick turnover because it's dessert and cocktails. And then there were no actors, so I closed out everyone. They let me have closing, so I was tipped out by all the bars.
That's perfect. That's when everybody's drunk. I worked in a country club, and I used to get the men's club. And they would golf during the day, and then in the evening they would go back to the men's club, and they would play cards or shoot craps or something and drink. Oh,
that's when you get them.
Did I bring home the money, let me tell you.
That's it. And I was like 2 in the morning, I got home.
Mhm. Yeah, that's perfect.
But I was able to, I'd sleep till 10, get up, do auditions, and do acting class, and then go back to work at 6.
That was a perfect job.
Yep.
Well, let me go ahead and grab another call here. We have Enrique. Enrique, say hello to Christian.
Hello, Christian.
Hi, Enrique. How are you?
I'm doing great. I was so happy watching Y&R today. It's been getting awesome lately.
They've got a lot going on, I know.
Yeah, and with Fenmore turning into like half Michael and half Kevin, it's going to be really awesome.
He's a pain in the butt. That's what he is. Half nothing. Kids today. Yeah, he's wonderful. Max Eric is his name, and he's in a boy band.
Yes.
I keep twittering about it because I'm like telling people he's broken my heart.
Aw.
Michael's heart. Michael wants him to be a lawyer. I keep telling him, stop dancing.
Yeah.
You're a lawyer. Would you have a question, Enrique?
Yeah. Yes, I do. Let's go back to your As the World Turns days. How was it like working with Marissa Tomei?
Oh, she was really new then, and so was Julianne Moore relatively. They had never done that before, so it was interesting. But even then, Marissa had a gift. It's the same thing with Meg Ryan. There was something about them you wanted to watch. You just found them charming and hypnotic. And she was just a ball of energy. I mean, she was from Brooklyn. They had family in Brooklyn. There was a Brooklyn contingent. They loved it. They were tough. But we had a ball. The younger storyline was just Brett Jameson, Marissa, and Meg Ryan, and we just, Meg Ryan was actually playing much older than me, but it really was wonderful, and I learned a lot from her of just being natural, because again, she was younger than me and coming up from university. I had just graduated from school, but she was still wanting to go to Boston U. She never did, I would imagine, but yeah, she was talented then. I was very lucky to be in the middle of all that. I learned a lot from them.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you. It was.
Well, thank you for calling in, Enrique. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next caller because we got to wrap up soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye, Enrique.
Bye, Enrique.
Okay, we'll take this one last call. This is Colleen. She's from Nashville, and she wants to say howdy.
Hey, Colleen, Nashville. That's my people.
Hey, Christian. I am Nashville, Pam. But I am a Cajun woman.
Yes, you are.
That means you can cook. I got you.
Yeah, I can cook. I cooked the gumbo today.
Oh, I got it in the freezer. I've done mine. Did mine last week. Freezes beautifully.
I cooked, and it's best leftovers. The second day is always
You're right.
better.
It's totally true. The spices settle. You're absolutely right.
It is. It's always better the second day.
Yeah, isn't it? Most of beans and rice, all of those dishes are always good the second day. Better.
They are. That's all I know how to cook is Cajun, really. But, Christian, I want to give you a Golden Girls quote. Thanks for being a friend.
Aw, thank you.
Seriously. I am Cajun Nana on Twitter. Cajun
oh,
Nana
you
3.
are? Oh,
yeah,
hi, Cajun Nana. That's funny.
Cajun Nana 3, and the 3 comes from 3 grandkids, but as of the 12th, I will have 6.
Oh, my God.
So I may have to change that 3 to a 6 coming soon. But anyway, I wanted to say hello, Cajun friend.
Oh, thank you. Well, I guarantee you had a good time for Trusha.
You got it, baby.
They take them Fridays and they talk all sorts of things to you.
Oh, in your 20-something years, But every time I go home, I come back and they say, "Oh Lord, she's been back home."
Right. So I come back with all my y'alls, and it's all